pick up your phone and look at your phone, if I look through your notes section of your phone, if I look through your music of your phone, if I look at your text messages in your phone, if I look at what you're watching on YouTube on your phone, I pretty much know what you're doing with yourself. I can look at your cell phone, right? So, all right, so we talked about personal development last week, and I want to recap and just mention a couple of different things. So, you know, I said have a book of the month, at least one book of the month. If you're part of an organization that has a book of a month, like I'm part of Team New Vision in a network marketing company I'm a part of, Legal Shield, and in Team New Vision, we have a book of the month. My mentor, my two mentors, Darnell Self and Mike Humes, but Darnell Self chooses a book, and I look at that book. I'm also part of another organization that has a book of the month where I'm part of a mastermind group. I read that book as well, but I also choose a book for myself. So if you look at that fourth bullet point, what does it say? What's wrong with you? You need to know what's wrong with you and read based on that. We talked about that last week. So if you look at last week's training, you'll see where we covered that. Your mentor can be audio or visual. So I've had a mentor for years. I've been lucky enough to have a mentor. I've been blessed enough to have a mentor. Everybody does not have a mentor. But what I want you to understand is this. If you don't have a mentor, right, and you should have a mentor in every area of your life, just so you understand, there's very few people that can mentor you in every area of your life. So I'll take a line from T.D. Jakes. T.D. Jakes said, I've got about 5 different mentors for every area of my life. He said, look, my financial guy, he helps me with my finances. He said, that guy doesn't help me exercise. He said, as a matter of fact, my financial advisor is fat. He don't exercise. That's not the guy I go to for that. But I have a personal trainer that I go to for my wealth and my wellness. I got a nutritionist I go to for my health and my wellness. My nutritionist is broke. Her finances aren't doing really well. But she's really good at helping me with my dietitian, with my diet and my nutritionist things. So you have to have a mentor in every area of your life. It's very easy with personal development. So I'll give you an example. Last week I talked about the fact that I was chronically late showing up places. So what did I do? I went online and I found a course that was for chronically late people. Now I paid for the course. I didn't have to pay for a course because after I paid for that course and I did it, I went to YouTube and looked at some other videos just as support. Between the videos I watched on YouTube for free, it gave me all the same information that I paid for in the course. So you really don't need to pay for a course. People have videos on YouTube for everything, personal development. So pick somebody, Les Brown, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, Eric Thomas, whoever you want, Grant Cardone, whoever you want, whoever fits your personality. Some people curse, some people don't curse, some people are loud, some people are very mellow. Whoever you need to listen to, start listening to them. And when you have issues, if you say, man, I get up in the morning, but I cannot get out the bed. It's a struggle for me to get out the bed. Guess what? Mel Robbins, 5-second rule. She talks about that all the time. Go to her YouTube page, subscribe to it. As videos drop, listen to them. Guys, you got to get yourself better through personal development, and you do not need to have a mentor that you can call every day. You can literally use Audible and get books and get on YouTube, and you won't believe how many books, audio books are on YouTube that you can just listen to for free. There's a ton of them. Same thing, when you go to bed at night, if you have the ability to put something on, now some of y'all sleeping with somebody else that don't want to hear nothing, so I ain't gonna get in that fight. You gotta deal with that yourself. I sleep by myself, so I can do what I want to do. I listen to different audios when I go to sleep. Sometimes I listen to Bible verses. Sometimes I listen to a book that I'm reading. I go to sleep to that book. I just don't go to sleep to nonsense. If you want to listen to jazz or music or something mellow to mellow yourself out. But it really does help for you to go to sleep to something because, again, your brain is still up working. It's still up doing things. And I want you to keep in mind that train your brain while you're sleeping as well. When you go to sleep, whatever you want to be important in your life, put that there. If you're saying, you know what, I can't fast. Like I couldn't fast. Now I'm fasting. Play a video that talks about why it's important to do intermittent fasting. And play that when you go to sleep so that your brain, you're feeding that to your brain while you go to sleep. So I hope that helps you guys. Schedule time to listen or read so that you got to block time out for that. I do a lot of traveling, so I can do it while I'm traveling. Plus, I do it all day home while I'm listening. I mean, while I'm working in front of my computer, I'm listening to things on my tablet. It's normally right next to my computer. So I have a lot of personal development time. And for those that know me, I don't even own a television. Like I literally don't have a TV in my house at all. I do not have cable. I do not have a TV. I haven't owned a television in about 13 years. I don't even know the last time I had cable. So I don't, when I go to a hotel, I don't even cut the TV on because I don't even know what channels are which. I have no idea what plays on any channel because I don't have cable. So when I do watch television, it's Netflix, it's Hulu, because I can control what I'm watching and how much of it I watch. So that's pretty much what I do. So now let's talk a little bit about soul cleansing. So, and what I want to do with soul cleansing for you all is get you guys to really just release, let go, distance yourself, and move away from some things. And I hope that you guys really can benefit from this. So I want you to release your negative habits. I want you to let go of false beliefs and ideologies. I want you to distance yourself from inauthentic friends. And I want you to move away from anything that doesn't deserve you. Guys, look, this is the tough part. This is the tough conversation. It's not tough for me to have it with you. It might be tough for you to listen. Sometimes you're sleeping with the enemy. I'm not telling you to go through a divorce. What I'm telling you is you cannot function if the person you're in a relationship for is your worst enemy. You got to get past that at some point in your life. You either need to have a talk with that person about how they're dealing with you, or you got to find somebody else. And again, I know that's tough. I know that you may be saying, I've been married for 20 years and nothing is more important than my spouse or whatever. Your well-being is. Your health and your mental health is more important than anybody in your life could possibly be. And I really hope you guys take that way, and that don't take it in a way where I'm saying, hey, your spouse is not important. If your spouse is that negative, then you need to go with your spouse to counseling. Set counseling up for them and go to counseling with them so you can support them if you have to. If your marriage or your relationship is that important that you don't want to let that person go, then work with them through that issue if you need to. That's totally fine. But you cannot grow as a person when people are stuck to your hip that don't deserve you, don't know how to treat you, and they're hindering you moving forward in life. So I'm really gonna need you to work on that. Soul cleansing is important because when it comes to personal development, that's why I linked it to personal development. You cannot read enough books or listen to enough audios to get better if you've got negative habits, if you've got false beliefs and ideologies, if you were molested 20 years ago and you haven't gotten through that issue. You have to be able to call that person and say, look, I forgive you for what you did, even if you don't admit to doing it. You've got to be able to ask for forgiveness from a person that you did something to. You have to. If they say, no, I don't forgive you, you can't control that. All you can do is ask. You can apologize and you can ask. But you got to cleanse your soul from these different things that are going on with you, because the personal development is landing on issues and is not sinking in where it needs to sink into you so that you get better as a person. And that's very important for you to understand. In order for you, okay, so let me give you an exercise analogy so you understand, just in case somebody's saying, well, I don't really get it. So about 6 months to a year ago, I was doing stomach exercises 2 days out of the week. And at LA Fitness, one of the personal trainers is a friend of mine. And one day he was kind of walking through the gym and he stopped me. He said, hey, I see you do stomach exercises like a lot. I said, yeah, I do them twice a week. He said, why are you doing so much stomach exercises? I said, well, because I'm trying to get my stomach in shape a little bit. I want my stomach to be in shape. I wasn't really necessarily looking for a six pack, but I'm just trying to get my stomach in shape. And he says, well, you got to lose some weight first. And I said, okay. I said, but what difference does it make whether I lose the weight first? He said, because you're working on your stomach and you can't see the progress on whether or not it's working, so that you can work on your stomach in a specific way, because you got fat covering the muscles. So you can't see whether the muscles are forming. So if you're doing a specific exercise and it's working, and you say, okay, I want to work on a different exercise for a different muscle in my stomach, because there's several different ab muscles, right? Without getting too detailed. And you don't know how to spread that workout so that you work in different muscles if you can't see whether the muscles are toning up because you got fat covering the muscles. So you got to lose about 10 or 15 pounds first. Once you do that, then you can say, okay, I lost the weight. Now I can see my stomach muscles. Now I'm going to work on my stomach muscles. Hope that makes sense. Same thing here with your personal development. Some of you guys are reading books. You're involved in all kind of personal development activities, but you got a whole bunch of crap that you haven't gotten rid of out of your life, that you're still blaming people for. And how do you figure that out? How do you figure out whether you got crap, whether you need to soul cleanse? Because you may be asking yourself, well, you know what? How do I even know I need to soul cleanse? Triggers will tell you whether you need to soul train. That's one thing, triggers. So when people say specific things to you, does it trigger you? What makes you lose your temper? Right? What's another way of knowing whether you got, like, you'll know whether you need to have soul cleansing if you know you get into this specific mood on a regular basis, and it's because somebody did something to you in the past. Some of you all are married and y'all still married, y'all still mad at your ex-husband or your ex-wife. I remember I heard TD Jakes talk about that. He said some of y'all still driving by y'all ex-spouse's house in y'all new car, like trying to make them jealous. They don't care about your car. They done moved on. They remarried, got more kids, and you still trying to prove to that person that they shouldn't have left you. You got to get rid of that stuff so that you can move, because the personal development that you're doing, it helps you a little bit, but you still personally undeveloped in a lot of areas because you've got a lot of things holding you back that you can't get through. So it's like they talk about the example of saying, hey, look, I want to go through this doorway, but I've got so many things in my hand. I'm holding on to so much stuff. I can't get through the door. I just can't get through that doorway because I'm holding on to too much crap. And you all know that. You meet people, you get into relationships. For the people that's not married, you date somebody, and what happens? You're talking to them, and they're like, they got all these issues going on with all their past relationships. And I'm like, I'm not the person that did that to you. Why are you taking that out on me? Those are things that let you know that you've got issues that you need to deal with. You shouldn't be not talking to your brother and your sister and your mother. Right? I got a friend of mine whose mother was on drugs and didn't take care of her when she was growing up. And this all kind of issues. My mother was just honestly speaking, she was a horrible mother. But at this point in her life, my friend, she's 42. I'm like, you can't still be mad at your mother. Like your mother, like she's past that. Like she's not a drug addict no more. She's older now. There's a lot of different things going on in her life. You can't still be holding on to that. You gotta let that go. Guys, you gotta soul cleanse. You gotta soul cleanse. You gotta learn to forgive certain things that's going on, and you gotta get stuff out of you. You gotta have a conversation to get things out of you that's bothering you, so that you can be a stronger person. And now the personal development that you're doing, all this personal development you're doing, being part of an organization that's building and growing, and going to Toastmasters and being a part of groups that are masterminds and they're really helping grow it, and you're doing all these things, and it's landing on all the crap that you haven't dealt with. So you got to release these negative habits. You got to these false beliefs and these fake ideologies. Like what I mean by false beliefs, I had such a tough time, like understanding, like accepting like residual income and overrides. Like I used to feel bad. Like I used to do presentations for people on my team and be like, no, I don't want nothing out of it because I'm gonna get overrides, and like I'm already getting paid in overrides, and that's enough. And some of my mentors were like, no, bro, that's part of the business. Like when you go in and help somebody do a deal, you can cut them a break because they're on your team. So if I don't know you, like if it's somebody on this line that you're not on my team, and you call me in and you say, hey, I need you to do this deal with me, it's a 50% commission split. Somebody on my team call me, I may say, no, I'm not gonna take half, I'll take a quarter of it. I'll take maybe 5 memberships and the rest can go with you because I'm gonna get overrides. But you can't not take anything. And the reason why I was doing that, right? Get this, false beliefs. My parents raised me positively, good intentions, right? Good message, but it doesn't work in this field. So they taught me to, whatever you want, you work for it. If you want something, you have to absolutely work for it. And I'm like, okay, so if you got money coming in that you didn't work for, there's something wrong with that. Like you might want to figure out what's going on there, because you shouldn't have, $10,000 a month coming in if you're only working for $4,000. That's illegal. Like you're doing something wrong. Like you're going to hell. You guys follow that? I had to see, when my parents were teaching me that, they didn't understand network marketing because it wasn't out then. They didn't understand leverage income. What they understood was going to work and working 8 hours a day and being paid for that. And if you made more money than that and you weren't supposed to, you give it back. Right? You go to the store, you give them $20, you're supposed to get $5 change back, and you get $7 change back. You go back to the store and you take it back because it's not yours. That's bad karma, right? Good parenting. Good, they raised me good. But that doesn't flow in this space. So I had to stop making myself feel guilty about making money when I was asleep. I had to really come to a realization when I calculated my residual income 3 years ago and realized that I was making $3,000 a month in residual income, not doing anything. I was almost like, oh, okay, well, something wrong with that. Like I had a bad feeling about that. But I had to let go of my false beliefs and say, you know what? No, I did work for that money. I put the work in. I sold the memberships. I trained the team. I supported the people. I did the work. But this is what leveraged income is. If you run a business and you say, hey, look, I run a business, I got, 2,000 employees or 200 employees or 20 employees, and I'm going on vacation for a week, and you on vacation, you laying in sand with your spouse, and here it is, your company's making a phenomenal amount of money, and you're saying to yourself, man, I feel bad. These people are out there, they at the job busting their butt, and I'm laying on the beach and I'm making more money than they are. No, you built that to do that. So you got to let go of the false beliefs and the ideologies, and then you got to distance yourself from inauthentic friends. People who don't mean you well, right? People who don't tell you what's wrong with you. Like if your friends aren't telling you that your stuff stink, then get away from them. You got to have honest friends that's willing to tell you what's wrong with you so that you can get better. I don't want a bunch of yes men or yes women around me. I want people that's going to say, hey, Dunbar, that ain't the right thing to do. Right? If I make a decision to do something, I want them to say, hey, man, you shouldn't do that. That's not fair to do that. That's not a good decision. I don't want to be in a relationship with a woman that says, well, oh, you're the man, so, because you're the man, if you say that's what you want to do, I'm just going to support that. No, if you're my woman and I'm making a bad decision, then you need to tell me, hey, you're making a bad decision, and there's no way in the world I'm going to be in a relationship with you and watch you make that bad decision, because that reflects on both of us. Does that make sense? So inauthentic friends, you got to get rid of them. Distance yourself from those people. That means that just a little bit at a time, just wean yourself away from those people. And then move away from anything that doesn't deserve you. If people are down talking you, if people are saying stuff to hurt your self-esteem, get away from them. They're no good for you. They're no good for you. You want people that's going to be uplifting, that when you call them and you tell them that you did something, they're going to celebrate you. They're going to tell you, hey, great job. I'm glad to be working with you. I'm glad to be your friend. I'm glad to be working for you. And you want to be doing the same thing yourself. So when I'm saying negative habits and bad and false beliefs and inauthentic, you don't need to be the inauthentic friend yourself. Because some of y'all are inauthentic friends, and some of you are the person that's around somebody and they don't deserve. You don't deserve to be around them because you're not supporting them. You're not talking well to them. You're not supporting what they've got going on and celebrating them in specific situations. So I want you guys to look at that soul cleansing thing as it's attached to personal development, because it really is a big deal as it comes to personal development here. Give me 1 second. I'm checking these chats here. That's right. That's right. Detox your soul. Detox your soul. Good stuff. So put some comments in there if any of this, if you guys are feeling this, if it's making sense to you guys, if you can relate to it, I want you to put some comments down there. Let me know that so I don't feel like I'm just talking. And really, I mean, you know what, guys, I know I'm talking good stuff, whether y'all say that or not. I still would like y'all to put it in there. Because I look into and I study what I do and I live what I do. So I'm not reading something off of a script. So this book,